Well, hey garden friends, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today we're going to talk a little bit about houseplants. I want to tell you the 5 houseplants, plus maybe a couple bonus, that I think are simple to grow and great for beginners. Hopefully by the time you're done watching this video, if you go to the plant shop or you go to see some plants, you can decide what plants to purchase and which ones to pass on. Now, don't get me wrong, there's all different skill levels when it comes to houseplants. I still consider myself a beginner, even though I've been growing houseplants since my teenage years. But there are a couple houseplants I think are good for starting and that I've had really good luck with. So I wanted to share those with you today. So number 1 on the top of my list, these are in no particular order, but number 1 is jade plants. So one thing I really like about jade plants is although they require some sun, they also can tolerate a somewhat sunny location or window. The other thing that's nice about them is they're easier to propagate, so you can take clippings and cuttings off your jade plants as they grow, and they're pretty easy to root and increase your plant collection. As far as watering jade plants, I would do the rule of do it infrequently but very deeply. So don't water it too often, but when you do, really soak it through and let that faucet or watering can really run the water through and soak the potting material. And then after that, just leave it alone for a while. Sometimes the leaves will shrivel up and they will tell you when they need more water, which is also something I love about jade. Another super simple houseplant to grow are pothos plants or any variation of the pothos plant family. So something I really love about a pothos plant is that you can cut them at a node and you can water propagate these and actually have them root and again continue to grow your plant collection. Usually most pothos varieties don't require a ton of light, which makes them perfect for growing indoors in your home or your classroom or your office. So another variety for houseplants that I think is kind of fun and easy to grow is a ZZ plant. So ZZ plants are pretty fun. Here is one from my collection. And although I don't have a ton of experience propagating them, it's something I'm working on right now. And so I'll let you know how that goes. But I do think that they are a great plant for low light situations. And yeah, they're pretty bulletproof. They're pretty easy to grow plants. So my next easy to grow plant for beginners is a spider plant. So spider plants are great. They have a really pretty look to them. They provide a lot of movement and they have this beautiful strappy foliage. This one is a variegated variety. They can take low levels of light and also you can propagate them. They will put out little babies and you can water propagate them. So they're great for continuing to add to your collection. So as far as watering a spider plant, they do, I think, like to stay a little bit more wet than some plants. So they're perfect for areas like a bathroom, or if you have maybe, you know, a damp area that's like a laundry room or something like that, they will thrive in those kind of situations. This houseplant, I think, that is pretty easy to grow and also gives you a big bang for your buck is just a Monstera delicioso. So these Monsteras are pretty easy to grow. They will have really big leaves, so they give a huge impact and statement to your home. Same with something like a fiddle leaf fig, which is a little more tricky to care for. I would say start with a Monstera. So as far as lighting for Monsteras, I don't think they require as much light as some people might think that they do, although putting them in, you know, an indirect sunny location is probably best. Monsteras will grow quickly, which is another reason I really, really love them. And also at the bottom, there will be small pups that eventually come out that are easily separated and repotted. I did a video about that recently and I'll link it in the description below. Another reason I like Monsteras is just because they just are pretty and I think that they definitely, they make you feel like a real plant parent, I guess I'll put it that way, or at least that's how I felt when my Monstera started to thrive. Another plant that I think is pretty simple to grow for a beginner is an aloe plant. Now this one has dual purposes, right? It's medicinally, you know, great. The gel, you can use it on cuts or burns, but it's also just a really pretty plant. So aloe does have some specific needs. It's definitely going to need a lot of light, and it's definitely going to need warm temperatures. You also have to be careful with watering. You don't want to overwater an aloe. So usually what I do is I look to the leaves, and if they start to look a little desiccated or wilted, then I will know that it's time to add some water. Also, you can check the tips of the leaves. If I do notice that it needs water, I will drench it all the way through, really let all the potting medium soak up that water. Even put it in a dish of standing water for a little while, and then, then not water it again for quite a bit of time. Adding something like a grow light for this type of plant would be super beneficial as well if you're growing it indoors. And I have a different video about a grow light solution, and I will link that in the description below. Well, guys, there's my short list of some of the houseplants that I think are, simple to grow, and hopefully I was able to inspire you so that when you go to the plant shop, you can pick out some of the things that I mentioned in the video. If you have any questions or comments about what your favorite houseplants are to grow or what you think about my list, leave me a comment below and let me know. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.